Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now, your number one source for tips, tricks, and everything you need to know for fantasy Premier League football. Today, we're going to be going over some of the best captain choices for Game Week 8. So, if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below. Let's smash 15 likes. Leave a comment who are you giving the armband to in Game Week 8. Subscribe if you're brand new. Let's get into the video. So, starting things off with these captain choice videos, I give you 4 decent captain choices which hopefully should score you quite a few points, and then we'll give you a diffie at the end just to spice things up if you're feeling a little bit adventurous. However though, coming in at the number 1 spot has to be the GOAT himself, Mo Salah, having the best season of his life, already on 70 points out of 7 game weeks. That's an average of 10 points every week, which is just... what is this man made of? I don't know what he's drinking in the morning, but it's doing him wonders. He's away at Watford in Game Week 8, and I know that it's the early kickoff, and everyone's like, oh god, the early kickoff curse. I don't think it matters when it comes to this guy. I think he's that good. I think I could see him scoring like 2 goals in this game, like easily. Like, Watford aren't great at the back, and Salah's on fire. Like, he's just gonna back. He's just going to. Everyone is going to be captaining him as well. Like, literally, like, he's owned by 61% of teams, and I'm pretty much sure that most of those teams are going to be giving him the armband. So if he pops off and you don't captain him, or you don't even have him, it is going to hurt your rank so much, because he is going to score some goals in this game. Look at these stats. He has an expected goals of 4.2, an expected assists of 2.9. His non-penalty XG is 3.5 as well, which is also ridiculous. But you got to remember, he is on penalties as well. So even if they do get a little cheeky penalty, he's putting it in the back of the net. He's already scored 6 goals this season, and he's assisted 3, which is also ridiculous in 7 games. That's such... you gotta get this guy in your team. If you don't have him, then I don't know what you're doing. I mean, I'm giving him the armband. Like, I'd be silly not to. But obviously there are other choices which could score just as much points, if not even more. But I think the safest option is just to go with Mo Salah, and I think everybody kind of can agree when I say that. He's played every minute of every game so far. Obviously, he got 13 points last week. I mean, what a game that was against City. Scored an absolute worldie, assisted Sadio Mane, and it's just so good. I can't say anything more about him. I can't praise him anymore. He's just that good. He's such a GOAT. He's the best FPL option. 70 points from 7 game weeks is just mind-blowing. Like, that's different gravy. That is honestly different gravy. This guy is just too good. But anyway, that's the first choice. I'm pretty sure everyone is going to be captaining Mo Salah this week, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we have the other Liverpool midfielder that, is still having a pretty good season. Of course, he's getting a bit shadowed by Mo Salah, but Sadio Mane is still a good option. He's cheaper as well. He's 11.9 mil. He actually had a price drop. He was originally 12 mil. Of course, he is also away at Watford, and his XG is 5, which is higher than Salah's. Like, Salah's is 4.2. and that's with a penalty as well. Salah's non-penalty XG is 3.5, whereas Sadio Mane's is 5. So Mane is actually more likely to score than Salah. So that's kind of crazy. Doesn't like passing the ball that much. His expected assists is just 1, and he hasn't assisted anyone this season, but he has scored 4 goals, and he's got 41 points. So 41 points in 7 game weeks isn't that bad. He's played every single minute of every single game. He obviously got 7 points last game week because he did score the opener against City. The thing about Mane, though, is he's just not owned by, like, anyone. He's only got an ownership of 2.8%. So if you do give the armband to Mane, Salah blanks after everybody's just gone with Salah, and Mane gets a brace, you're just loving life. Like, that's so many points that you're going to get on everyone. Of course, it's such a risky thing to do, because if Mane blanks and Salah gets 2 goals, you shot yourself in your foot. But that's FPL. You know, do you want to take the gambles? I'm going for the safer option. I don't even have Mane, obviously, because they're around the same price, and Salah is just the GOAT, so I've always gone with him. But yeah, Mane, 2.8% ownership. XG of 5, like, he doesn't like passing. He's shooting more, which is kind of what you want from your players, especially if they're midfielders, because 5 points every goal, yes please, like, wham bam thank you man, you know, that's just child's play. That's just what you want. So yeah, I don't think you should be really sleeping on Sadio Mane that much. his stats are really good. And like I say, he's already scored 4 goals this season, and he's not really getting any minutes managed, even with Jota and Firmino being fit now. He's playing every single game. He's playing every single minute, just like Salah. So yeah, I mean, you could captain Jota as well this week, but I mean, if he starts, he's probably going to come off around the 65th minute. If he doesn't start, he's probably going to come on around the 65th minute. It's just too risky for a captain choice. So I think with your Liverpool assets, I think Salah and Mane are definitely the way to go. You could go Trent, but again, is he even going to be back for the Watford game? I don't think so. So for Liverpool, I'm thinking those two guys. Next up, we're going to City. Now, I don't usually like captaining defenders, but this, I think, is a little bit of an anomaly because Cancelo is one of the only nailed City players. He's played every single minute of every single game so far for City this season in the Premier League. Didn't have a great game against Liverpool. He rocked up with 0 points, which wasn't fantastic too, because a lot of people are new Cancelo owners. A lot of people brought him in on their wild card in game week 7, and he didn't really reward anyone because he only got 0 points. He obviously got a yellow card by fouling. I can't remember who he fouled, but he also conceded 2, so 0 points. He's obviously got 44 points so far this season, though, and he is owned by 17.6% of teams. They are at home to Burnley, though, and that is why this fixture is so good. Pretty much guaranteed a clean sheet, so that's already 8 points in the bag from that. But I think the last 2 games City have played Burnley at home, they've scored 5. And with a nailed defender like Cancelo, who gets forward so much, creates so many opportunities, I think it could be a little bit of a shout to give him the armband. Again, risky because everybody is playing Salah. I mean, I think if Salah had a terrible fixture, if like Salah had, I don't know, let's just say, I don't know, someone, I can't think of any other teams, Man United or something, I don't know, not really a terrible fixture, if you know what I mean. I think Cancelo would actually be a really, really high captain armband pick because, like I say, his stats aren't great. He's got an expected goal of 0.8, expected assists of 0.9. He hasn't scored yet this season. He's assisted 1 goal. But at the same time, City are just so dominant on the ball, and at home to Burnley, like Burnley aren't playing that well so far. So I think that he could be a decent little pick, to be fair. So if you don't own Salah or you just want to try and catch people up in your mini league or whatever, I mean, we're obviously early on in the season yet, but it could be a bit of a diffy. I think a lot of people are going to own Cancelo, but I don't think a lot of people are going to be giving him the armband. So if he does pop off, like if he scores and gets an assist, you're loving life. You're absolutely loving life. And I think this is a player that could definitely kind of get the same, if not more, points than Salah because the fixture is better. And like I say, the last 2 times they've played Burnley at home, they've won 5-0. So the stats are kind of backing him up, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, this is a little bit more of a diffy, but De Bruyne is back. He is 11.9 mil, of course, at home to Burnley as well as Cancelo. But yeah, the reason that I've put De Bruyne on this is because he is another nailed City player. You could go Foden, you could go Grealish, but they're just not as nailed as De Bruyne and Cancelo. I guess Jesus is quite nailed as well, so if you really wanted to, you could give the armband to Jesus, but at the same time, De Bruyne is only owned by 2% of teams, which is fair enough because there's so many premiums this season. There's Ronaldo, Lukaku, Salah, Mane, all these players. A lot of people haven't gone with De Bruyne, especially because he was injured at the start of the season, and the fixtures haven't been that good. They've obviously got 3 really good fixtures coming up, so if you are on your wild card this week and you do want to bring in a City player and you want him to be nailed, De Bruyne could be the way you go, but at the same time, that would mean you probably couldn't have Lukaku, so that's FPL though, isn't it? You can't have everyone. He's obviously not got the best stats so far this season because he hasn't played that many games. His XG is 0.7, expected assist 0.4, non-penalty XG is 0.7. He scored 1, he's not assisted anyone yet. He obviously scored the goal against Liverpool at the weekend. He's only played 4 games and he's only played for 208 minutes. He got 8 points in game week 7. He's only got 13 points this season so far. But like I say, he's only just come back from injury, but he seems to be playing every single game now. And of course, you're not going to bench De Bruyne when you're not top of the league. Like they don't necessarily need to get points back because they're right up there at the top, but you don't want to be dropping any points. And Burnley at home is a game where they can just, it's a really nice game for their goal difference because they can really just get a really good goal difference from this game. If they win again 5-0, like I could see De Bruyne being in the heart of that. Foden obviously could be, Cancelo, Grealish, Jesus. These players could all be at heart of those 5 goals, but at the same time, do you have the risk with De Bruyne, or do you play it safe with Salah? So they are the 4 captain choices that I think are probably the best this week. Again, you could go Foden, you could go Jota, you could go Grealish, but because they're not nailed, it's a little bit risky. You want your captain to be playing 90 minutes, guaranteed going to start, and those 4 players are. Finishing things off though, as the little diffy we have this week, is Morpay. So Morpay, or Morpay, however you pronounce his name, he's actually having a bit of a decent season, you know. He's actually being a little bit of a diffy. So obviously he's 6.5 mil, but they're away at Norwich. So the second best fixture you can have all season. The best fixture is at home to Norwich, because Norwich just leak in goals. But yeah, his stats are alright, you know. He's got an XG of 2.6, doesn't pass the ball, his expected assist is only 0.3, his non-penalty XG is 1.8, so he is on pens. He's already scored 4 goals this season, he hasn't set any up, but he's pretty much played every single minute of every single game. He obviously only got 1 point last week, that's fair enough. But he's got 32 points this season, he's only owned by 3.6%. So again, if you do want to just if you're just playing FPL for fun, and you like giving the armband to random players, see if they pop off every week, Morpay could be a good, decent option. And I think that people are overlooking him a little bit. I don't think Brighton's fixtures get very good after this, so if you only wanted to bring him in for like a 1 week punt, then this could be the week you do it. Norwich away, really good fixtures, scored 4 goals already this season, XG of 2.6, and he's pretty much nailed at this point as well. So I think Morpay is a fun little shout, really. But that's going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 15 likes. Leave a comment, who are you giving the armband to this week? Subscribe if you're brand new. With all of that out of the way, though, have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.